Morning. Thank you very much for coming back to the channel. Apologies for the delay. I've been ill for about a month. Apologies again for the background noise. Once again I've turned the camera on. Yeah, so sorry for the delay. I've been quite ill recently and the weather's been bad, so yeah, anyway, I broke up for Christmas, so I decided to put a few days aside to get a bit of progress on. When you last saw, or the first part of this video, I started putting the exhaust on, so it's actually pretty much complete apart from one gasket from sort of the back 2/3. But now we have got to start the front section. The big thing with that was two of the manifold studs on the passenger side had snapped, so didn't want to have to deal with that in the car, so I tried everything: heat, welding, nuts to the ends of them, all sorts. Anyway, ended up having to grind them, drill them, re-tap them. That's all done now on this side. The other side's fine. So you're going to join us shortly to fit in the manifold on the driver's side, and then hopefully put in the downpipes and the Y piecing, because then that should be pretty much this exhaust done, which will be a big tick off the car. So yeah, I'll bring you back shortly. It is probably about 6 degrees at the moment. It's quite cold. It's actually Christmas Eve, so yeah. I have got a little helper today just helping me film, but yeah, so hopefully it'll be a bit better shots. So anyway, I will bring you back shortly. Right, so we've done the passenger side. I'm giving these a little bit of a quick paint of high temperature paint. These are off a Discovery 2 V8. They happen to be exactly the same as the Defender 50th, which is kind of the sort of angle we're going for, trying to recreate the factory installation. So a couple of quick tips. Obviously you can see I've had to put a new stud in on the one side, which is fine. I've gone for the later style gaskets in one. They're compressible, but they are handed, so save yourself a bit of a nightmare. Hand them on the wing before you have to lift everything into place. So I'm just going to, I've got all my bolts made up. Unfortunately I've had to go for stainless. Stainless bolts are the reason why I couldn't get the reason this video is so delayed. So they're not a great idea, but unfortunately they're all you can really get. So I'm now just going to line these up and have a fiddle with it. Right, so that's the first one in. Now start at the back. Try and get the next one in. That's the first two started off. Right, it's always a bit difficult because you're sort of fighting with the angle of them. I'm going to actually switch to this back one. It's going to be quite difficult to get to. So we've got a little bit of an issue, or a challenge shall we say. The actual filler pipe for the gearbox clashes with this slightly, so it's not easy to get your hand in there, so I'm going to have to start this one off with the first couple of threads by hand, then switch over to the ratchet. Right, that's three in. Excuse me. That's three in position. I'll just pop the first one in by hand and I'll bring you back shortly. Right, big thing that I missed on my top tech tips: copper slip. When you're using dissimilar metals, especially aluminium, unfortunately I'm using stainless like I've just mentioned. I'm not really keen on using stainless, but it's all I could get hold of. You need to be really prepping these with an anti-seize compound. I just happen to have some copper grease, so that's what I will choose. But yeah, so I will get the next 4 started with copper slip, and as and when I'll then work my way backwards and take them out one by one and pop them back in, just so we're not losing any. We're not putting any in without any copper slip. The other sides have been done. It was just a case of I forgot to put that on my disclaimer. So we're just, all the pins are now sort of hand tight with the ratchet. I'm just going to go and nip the 2 extremities up first. So that's the front lower and the rear upper. And I'm going to tighten the rest of them in like a star pattern. So I'll bring you back once that's all done and we're tightened up. It's the driver side one in. So we've got a little bit of clearance there, not masses of room, but like I said, this is meant for this configuration, so it's better than nothing. Same again on this side, so that's all bolted in place, ready to go. And then the next job, just got a couple of bolts missing out the bell housing, which I'm just going to quickly whack them in. You're not going to bother filming those. So we're just putting the downpipes in place just to have a look how the initial fitment looks. So it's going to sit somewhere like that, but just need to nip it up with the ratchet to hold it in place. So I've done a bit of a test fit of the downpipes. That's the driver's side. That's the passenger side. Excuse the background noise. I've pressed record. But we've now got a bit of a problem in that the new Y piece, which is just loosely in place at the back, hits the cross member. So I need to have a look at what people have done. I've been told that they use a Discovery V8 cross member, which I thought I've got. I think it actually might be a different model. So I'll show you that now. So that's the cross member I thought I had, but I think this might be for a series. So I just need to do a bit of Googling, but that's pretty much stop play for today. But I'll just show you quickly the engine bay and how it looks. So that's the clearance on the front, the downpipe's in place, and that's the passenger side clearance. So it all looks pretty good. Starting to actually get there. More parts are actually being bolted on and staying on. So I think I've had enough for today. I'm absolutely freezing. Next job will be fitting those downpipes properly. So I'll bring you back for that. Good morning. Well, welcome back to day 3 of fitting exhaust. Just thought I'd show you what I was trying to get at earlier. So this is the standard 300 TDI gearbox cross member. Now the issue I've got is the transfer box mounts just there, and the automatic gearbox in my case mounts just there. Obviously you can see it's been modified before, it's had to be extended across slightly. I've also previously channeled this section out for clearance on the sump for the auto, hence the little access point there for the drain bung. So that's 300 TDI with a few modifications obviously. This is the new one that I've brought. As you can see, it's got clearance at both ends, and that is for where the exhaust Y section there. You can see where it's just been slightly clashing. just there and there, so that's where the original cross member was. Yeah, so they're clearanced, so the Y section can make its way back to the centre box. So at the moment I've now the problem I had that I didn't realise I got was the two mounts at the back. So I now just need to go get my head around this, see how this actually fits, because I think this is off a series Land Rover V8. So I need to see how this fits in relation to the rear mounts, and potentially modify the two. So I'm going to have a play with that now for an hour and see how it looks. Here's another quick view of the underside. So they're not exactly levelled up, but you can see now the distance and the differences in the clearance. Where my original exhaust, sorry, where my new exhaust lines up, literally points at this point here. You can actually see, if you can see those two little slight marks, that's where I marked it out earlier. That's going to land in this nice clearance section there. I did do the same up top, but you can't really see it. But I think it's that mark there and that mark there. Again, it's just going to nicely clear those sections. But just thought I'd show you that quickly. Right, guys. Apologies for the light. So yeah, underneath the car. Excuse the wires. That's where the original bolts were. You can actually see the line in the chassis. But sorry, I'm trying to make this picture a bit better. But that cross member doesn't look to go anywhere near there. However, there was an exhaust bracket here, which I've just taken off, which is now redundant. And I think the new cross member goes between these two bolts and these two bolts, which it near enough fits from my very, very rough measurements. The only problem I've got is my block of wood, because obviously I've had to undo all the mounts. My block of wood is smack bang in line with that. So now I'm going to have to ratchet strap the gearbox up out the way, so I can actually get a test fitment and a bit of a trial and actually have a look at it a bit better. So I'm just going to do that now quickly. Morning. Don't know what day it is. It's actually New Year's Day. Happy New Year to everybody. So I'll just give you a quick recap where we're at, because I actually ran out of light the other day. New cross members in. You can see the exhaust on the passenger side clears nicely. I'm just going to turn this bolt the other way around for a bit more clearance. This is the old cross member. So rather than buy all new brackets for the transmission, I've just cut them down. I've got to extend this slightly with a little plate. I'm going to have a hole through there, and just basically finish that off. Same again on the opposite side. I've just got to clearance that a little bit more, because you can see now this is kind of in place. It's going to clash. I'm just going to mark that up, clearance that out, drop that off, paint it and put it back on. I'm not going to bother boxing the ends back in, because I'll just make a water trap. At least it will drain out then. Yeah, so that's the first job. Pop that off, clearance that, then extend the two plates down on the cross member. I've got to shorten this exhaust slightly, as you can see. So I'll do that at the same time, and then yeah, paint it and pop it all back together, and then that'll be, we can finally fit the exhaust then. As you can see, it's quite a nice fitment actually, considering it's all from different Land Rovers. So right, I'm going to crack on. We're back a bit later. I've trimmed that up, give it a quick dust in of paint. I have extended that down. It actually only picks up one of the holes, which is the front one you can just see on the right, left of the screen. The rear one is actually the original hole from the original 300 TDI bracket. So what I've just done is just give a quick squidger weld between the two. So that's now one complete cross member from start to finish. So just got to replace one bolt when I get one. So yeah, I'm just going to give this a quick lick of paint now, and then I'll pop the last bolt in. But yeah, so this job's done now, apart from changing one bolt on the top side and then fitting the exhaust. But before I fit the exhaust, I've got to mark out and weld in some bungs for the O2 sensors, so I'll show you that shortly. Apologies for the camera footage on the phone, guys, it's not easy to film underneath here. That's the extended piece in. I didn't bother grinding the welds off that bad. It's quite difficult today because the wind's been howling through, so but yeah, there we go. Extension pieces in, the gearbox mounts are back in both sides, all the earth's connected up. So now it's a case of fitting the downpipes and marking out for the O2 sensors. So just drill that with a little step cutter. It's a 22mm hole for a normal M18 bung, so I'm hoping that's the right size. Unfortunately I couldn't get it further down, but yeah, I did have to sacrifice the end of my step cutter, so now I've got a chode. So yeah, going to give this a bit of a weld up. I'm not sure how it's going to weld because it's actually stainless, but we'll see. I'll bring you back shortly. So the answer is not too shabby. Welds up all right. There's a bit of a lump on the one side just because I missed a bit, and I just wanted to make sure I got it all the way because I'm resting with a trombone. But yeah, happy with that. Right, give it a quick lick of paint and then I can fit it. And there's the other side. That welded up absolutely beautifully. And then I thought, oh, I'll just go over this tiny little bit, and started kicking and splattering because if you haven't noticed, it's raining on me. Lovely, but nice deep penetration, so I'm not too worried. Deep penetration with my chode. Anyway, right, I'll gonna get a lick of paint on this. I'm gonna pack up, I think. Bloody rain. So you join me after a little brief interlude of the heavens opening and me blacking my own eye. So the driver's side downpipes are in. I've just got to tighten up passenger side downpipes. You can see the sort of clearance just there, plenty. So I'm just going to tighten this up now, and then I'll fit the wire piece, and hopefully this job will be bloody done. Well, it's connected up, it clears everything. It's just got to do a little bit of tweaking to get this fully tightened up, but I think there's a bracket at the back that's just holding that off. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up there, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm actually going to wrap this video up there because there's a tiny little bracket that's just holding this off square slightly, so I'm going to give that a cut, but I think you've seen all you need to see really. So yeah, I will obviously once that's tightened up, just got to put 2 brackets on the slip joints just there, but again, that's for another day. I've had enough. I've been out here since, well, I've been out here about 5 hours, even in a downpour. So thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe please if you can. And yeah, next video will probably be fuel system. I have started wiring as well, so there'll be a few more coming in the series. So thanks for watching, take care, happy new year. Good afternoon everybody, happy new year again. Sorry, I thought I'd do a quick proper outro from the video. Excuse me. Yeah, so you've just seen me sort of sign off underneath the car, but you haven't seen me look at the camera for a little while and stuff, so I thought I'd do a proper sign off video. Yeah, it was all a bit brief, but to be honest, I've run out of time for today. So yeah, give you a quick update where I'm at. So the exhaust is 95% fitted. It is literally fitted to the downpipes at the front, and it is fitted to the Y piece at the back. So it just needs one connection making, which I need to. I think I need to zip one of the existing brackets off. When I put the 606 engine in, I made my own custom exhaust and I added a bracket in, and I think the TD5 stroke Puma centre box is clipping that, so it's just throwing the joint slightly off centre. So that's where I'm at, but to be honest, I've run out of time. I did allude to a bit of a black eye. I don't know whether you can see it starting to form. I was literally underneath the engine bay, trying to tighten up the downpipes on the flange, and I dropped the 3/8 6-inch extension bar with a 3/8 long socket straight on the face. So yeah, that's was my hand was sort of up there tied up, so you know I couldn't stop it or anything. It was just a case of anyway, so yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys, because I'm conscious of the fact that I've got, you know, all you're seeing is what I've done. You know, it's very difficult to film underneath the car, you know, with 12 inches of ground clearance. So I can only apologise for that. You know, I wish I had a lift and a full workshop. You know, I wish I was doing this professionally, but I'm not. So thank you very much for watching. Bear with me. Hopefully when I put it all together, this video is, you know, decent and not too much of standing behind a camera. But yeah, it's been a bit more involved than I thought. The cross member has caused issues, but yeah, that hurdle is done. It's just a case of getting the centre box and the back of the wide piece to match up now. But I think, like I said, I think there was a bracket that I added when I did the 606 conversion that I think is just making it slightly squint off centre. So no, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, keep viewing, keep subscribing, obviously share if you can, you know. I do appreciate it, and I'm very conscious of the fact that, you know, the quality is not the best, but to be honest, this primarily is getting the job done. Secondary is sort of logging it. But no, happy new year, and yeah, take care. If you've got any questions about the conversion so far, there is some bits on part filmed through because I'm just trying to make the best of the weather. Obviously I'm doing it over Christmas at the moment, well, New Year's, but I'm back at work as of tomorrow, so I won't be doing anything tomorrow. So yeah, not as far as I wanted to get this holiday, but I've just been battling the weather. So no, but thanks for watching, and take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.